TUGS Audio Productions present Big Mac, written by Christopher.
The tugboat, for its size, is the most powerful craft afloat. And the Star Tugs are the power behind the docks and waterways that make up the big city port. This is TUGS.
For as long as I knew, all of my Star Tugs were useful by how they were built. No matter how little or how large they were, each of them was still an important part of my team. Notably, my Harbour Tugs were praised for their strength, courage, and astute minds, although Big Mac, Warrior, and OJ had learned not to let this go to their funnels. I remember a time Big Mac thought his reputation had sunk, and it all began during the 6:30 briefing. All right, Starfleet, settle down, settle down. I've an important announcement to make. We've just been approached by the new ironworks on the north side of the harbour. They're looking for a fleet to help transport their goods from across the bay. The Z-Stacks have been given the same offer too, which means we'll be in competition with them from today.
Oh, really? Who would want them? They're far more cleaner and trustworthy than that motley crew.
It's not just about appearance, Top Hat. As you know very well, it's about strength and reliability.
That's right, OJ. Whoever delivers the goods first wins the contract. And I'm hoping that my strongest tugs will do just that. Big Mac, Warrior, I'm depending on you two to win the contract for us.
Aye, aye, sir.
We'll make sure those Z-Stacks won't trip us up like they usually do, sir. You can rely on us.
Good, that's the determination I like to see, Big Mac. Now off you go, you two, and good luck. Now, for the rest of you. Sunshine, I'd like you to do Warrior's garbage duties while he's away.
Oh, sir, do I have to? 10 cents and me have enough work already. And besides, the rubbish is a bit nippy at this time of year.
Sorry, Sunshine, it's just for one day, and I'm sure you'll manage just fine.
Oh, cheer up, Sunshine. At least you don't have to work with the Z-Stacks today. Warrior and Big Mac would have to deal with them.
Ah, you're right there. I'm sure those two will do well.
Big Mac and Warrior were the strongest tugs in my fleet. Big Mac especially took great pride in his strength and used it wisely. He was just fueling himself with an extra supply of coal at the coaling depot when he and Warrior received some unwanted company.
Well. What do we have here, Seb? Looks like an invented storm mobbing our way.
Nah, Zak. Looks like a pair of losers to me.
Zebedee and Zak were competing against Big Mac and Warrior for the Ironworks contract. The Z-Stacks knew how strong they were, and, unlike the Star Tugs, liked to show it off.
Here, do you mind shitting yourself, Big Mac? We've got a contract to win.
And who's to say that you two will win it? Warrior and me are twice as strong as the pair you put together. We'll win that contract fair and square.
Don't count on it. Zak and me will have this job done first, with enough time left over to gloat.
Yeah, like with the steel contract. I don't think they've forgiven you since you rammed their steel rig into the railway bridge.
Oh, you wait.
Come on, Seb. Let's not waste any more steam. We'll all show what we're made of.
Those Z-Stacks, they'll never learn. Come on, Warrior. Let's get going. I'm all fueled up and ready to... Oh!
Are you alright, Big Mac?
Aye, probably a case of indigestion. Shouldn't have had that coal so fast. Right, let's go.
Big Mac took no ill effects as he and Warrior followed after the Z-Stacks to the steelworks. But along the way he began to feel short of breath, which wasn't like him at all. The 4 harbour tugs soon arrived at the steelworks, where the cranes were just finishing up unloading the Z-Stacks barges.
Come on, you, hurry up. We haven't got time to muck around.
Take your stacks on. I'll be ready when I say I'm ready.
Hey, you better be soon, matey. We want to win that contract.
Warrior and Big Mac floated over to where the barges were already waiting. Steel pipes for Warrior, and crates of machinery parts for Big Mac. They tied their tow ropes up and set off, almost at the same time as Zak and Zebedee. Big Mac usually had little trouble pulling heavy loads such as this, but today he felt himself struggling.
Oh, what's wrong? I'm not normally this weak. Oh.
Are you sure you don't need help, Big Mac? You don't half look red.
I'll manage, Warrior. You go. I'll catch up.
No, thanks. I'm sticking with you. We're in this together, remember?
Zebedee and Zak began to draw level with the Star-Tugs. They noticed Big Mac looking as bad as he sounded, and saw their chance to bring him down a peg or two.
Oh dear, Zebedee. Sounds like Big Mac's having a case of engine trouble.
Yeah, I've never seen him struggle this much with a barge load before.
You know what that means, don't you? He's probably past it.
Past it?
Yeah, that's what I said. You're getting on a bit, old man. Look how much smoke you're making. It's thicker than a fox of winter.
Why don't you give yourself a rest before it's too late? We don't want an old timer like you wearing himself out at his age, do we?
Here, you cut that out. Big Mac's doing just fine. Besides, he's got me to watch out for him.
Oh, that'll make it feel a lot better, won't it? Captain's just clumsy as Chuck, looking after the eldest.
The Z-Stacks taunting and jeering rang like bells in Big Mac's mind. He had a hefty reputation to uphold, and wasn't going to let age, or whatever was slowing him down, get the better of him.
Okay, that's enough. I'm not getting old. In fact, I've never felt better. I'll give you two, old man.
And Big Mac roared his engine, immediately gaining speed. But as he tried to go faster, the smoke through his stack began turning from light grey to thick black as his engine faltered again. Worse was to come.
Suffering stacks! Watch it, Big Mac! You're sparking! Big Mac!
Warrior's warning came too late. Sparks flew from Big Mac's funnel and landed squarely on his trailing barge, which instantly caught fire.
Oh no!
Big Mac tried to stop himself from sparking, but his engine wouldn't respond. More sparks showered on his barge, and the blaze was getting out of control. As luck would have it, Sunshine was passing with Lord Stinker, and the garbage barge saw all.
Oh, I see. Is it time for the regatta again?
Regatta? Oh no, that's not a float, Stinker. It's a fire. Hold on, Big Mac. I'll go and get help.
Sunshine rushed away to find Fire Tug, whilst Warrior tried to control the blaze with his own fire hose. All the while, Big Mac struggled to control his engine, which gave the most horrendous coughing and clanging he had ever felt.
Oh no! Oh dear!
After the Fire Tug arrived and managed to stop the blaze from spreading, he towed Big Mac to Lucky's yard to have his engine looked over. Later that day, Warrior and Sunshine came to see him.
Hello, Big Mac. How are you feeling?
Oh, my engine feels bad. It feels like I set myself on fire too. Is everyone alright?
Ah, we're fine, man. Fire Tug said you were pretty lucky that you stopped your engine when you could. It could have spread otherwise.
Warrior, thanks for staying by me. I appreciate it.
No, it's alright. That's what you do in a team, after all.
But what about the contract? Did we win it?
Well, we...
don't know how to tell you this, Big Mac.
No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. Off the well.
Yeah, good job, lads. You finally managed to get us ahead of the game.
Hey, thanks, Soren.
Oh look, there's our old friend Big Mac. Oi, Big Mac! Thanks for letting us win the iron contract.
Yeah, we couldn't have done it without you.
Now look, you stupid.
Hey, don't blame us. It was your own doing after all. We did zilch.
Like we said before, you're not as young as you used to be. Face the facts. You're finished. There's no room for another old timer in this harbour.
Yeah, you can't argue the truth, you know. We've got witnesses who saw all. Looks like you're not so big. Mac. Come on, boys, let's go tell Captain Zero about this.
I'll let them go, Big Mac. They're trying to wake you up, man. We know that.
Oh, leave it, sunshine. They're right. I've never lost a contract until today. Maybe I am getting old. Otherwise, I wouldn't spot like that.
Come on, Big Mac.
Look, if it's all right, I'd just like some time alone. I've got something on my mind.
Sure thing. See you tomorrow.
Sunshine and Warrior headed back to the Star Dock, leaving Big Mac with a heavy heart full of despair. The Z-Stack's words repeated over and over in his mind, along with the flashbacks of the earlier disaster.
You know what that means, don't you? He's probably past it. You're getting on a bit, old man.
Face the facts. You're finished. There's no room for another old timer in this harbour.
Big Mac slept badly that night. If this were true, then there was obviously no further use for him. When he returned to work the next morning, following his repairs, he came to me with a startling decision. You're retiring, Big Mac. Whatever for?
It's clearly obvious why, sir. Because of my engine. I just didn't have the strength yesterday. That's how I lost the contract for us. There's no use for a weak old-timer like me.
Nonsense. Big Mac, I was more concerned about you than losing the contract. You're one of the best workers in my fleet, and don't you forget it. All the same, I'll contact Lucky's and get a full report on your repairs yesterday. Now, off you go to work and take care. I'll inform you of any more news.
Aye, aye, sir.
Big Mac half-heartedly steamed back to work, wondering what the future could spell for him. Meanwhile, out at sea, Zebedee and Zak were bringing in a tramp steamer. The weather that morning was unusually breezy, and the waves were very choppy. But it took more than that to worry the gleaming Z-Stacks.
I still can't get over Big Mac's fate we passed at my Lucky's yards.
I know the old fool can stand a chance. If he keeps this up, we could very well be the lead of them star teams.
Excuse me. Do you mind concentrating on getting me into port? I'm not liking this weather one bit.
Oh, stop your whine. This is nothing. We Z-Stacks are made of stronger stuff.
Well, unless it's concrete, you better get a move on, Z-Stacks. This wind's getting worse by the minute.
Gil, he's right. Come on, Seb, let's roll.
Struggling hard, Zebedee and Zak began towing the tramp steamer towards the safety of the harbour. But with the cross currents and high winds, it was proving very difficult to tackle.
Come on, Seb, push harder.
I am pushing. The wind's too strong.
Put your back into it. More steam, come on. Oi, watch out, watch out!
But it was no use. The strong currents were forcing the tramp steamer off course, which surged hard into Zak. Suddenly Zak lost control. He was swept by the bow of the hulking ship and ran aground into the mud flats where he was stuck fast.
Hey, Zak, where are you?
Over here! I'm stuck!
Stuck? You can't be. You've got a ship to take in.
Well, I can't move right now, can I? You had to do it yourself.
Me?
Him?
No, he's right. We're already headed to Starmer. There's no way we'll fall behind again.
Zebedee tried hard, but he couldn't move the tramper alone. Between the fierce winds and the rough waves, he eventually admitted defeat and had no choice but to go for help.
Right, you. Drop anchor and stay here. I'm going back to Big City and find another tug. Don't move.
I wasn't planning on moving anywhere. Just hurry up, please.
With the tramper secure for the moment, Zebedee fought his way back into the harbour to find help. To his dismay, the first tug he found when he arrived back wasn't who he'd been hoping for.
Oh no, anyone but him. Suppose I'll have to risk it for the sake of the fleet anyway.
Zebedee swallowed his pride and hurried off towards the coaling depot, where Big Mac was moored, fueling himself up with a fresh supply of coal. He wasn't entirely eager when he saw Zebedee hurrying towards it.
Hey, Big Mac! Hey, Big Mac!
Oh, it's you. If you've come to laugh, then do your worst. I don't care anymore.
No, it's not that. Zak's in trouble. We ran aground while trying to bring in a tramper, and I need help bringing him in.
I'll see what I can do. Lead the way then.
The two tugs hurried away back out to sea. Big Mac realized that Zebedee was telling the truth. The further out they went, the rougher the sea grew. They eventually reached the Tramper, and not a moment too soon.
Gracious me, that ship's bobbing around a lot. Where's Zak?
He's still on the mud flats. We need to get the Tramper in first.
Righto then. Zebedee, you take the lead, and I'll handle the side push.
Yeah, what's he doing here? I thought you were getting out 70, not a shipwreck.
Look, shut up, will you? I'm desperate enough to ask for anyone.
Right. Ready, Zebedee?
I'm ready. Here goes.
Alone in the eye of the storm, Zebedee and Big Mac struggled hard to get the Tramper to stop rocking, but the storm seemed to be trying to prevent them. Big Mac was determined not to give in and gave a tremendous effort.
You're not beating me.
To Zebedee's surprise, as well as his own, Big Mac began to move the ship back on course. He didn't know how he was doing it, but he decided to keep going for hope. Fighting against the current, they battled their way against the winds on the choppy seas. After what seemed like forever, the winds finally died down and the waters began to calm.
Look, we've done it. We made it through.
Aye, we did. We definitely did.
Big Mac beamed proudly. He finally felt like his old self again and continued helping Zebedee bring in the Tramper. The other tugs couldn't believe their eyes when they saw him.
I say, is that Big Mac? With Zebedee?
Yeah, looks like it. Good on you, Big Mac. You showed him, didn't you, eh?
Don't believe him, Zebedee. What's the meaning of this? Where's Zak?
Well, explain what's gonna rescue him.
Don't worry, Zebedee. I'll give you a hand. I've more than enough strength now to handle anything again.
After they docked the Tramper, they went back for Zak, where Big Mac hauled him carefully off the mud flat, none the worse for his misadventure.
Oh, that's better. God, it's really uncomfortable sitting there.
Oh well, these things happen to the best of us. Not a bad day's work for the shipwreck, yeah, fellas?
Yeah, well, thank you, Big Mac. We're sorry.
Guess you're not ready for a time after all, then.
Not by a long shot, that's for sure. Besides, I couldn't stand by feeling sorry for myself while I let you two lose another cargo load. I don't think Captain Zero would be very forgiving if that happened, would he?
Zebedee and Zak said nothing. To Big Mac, it was more than enough to gain his victory. He and Zebedee helped Zak to lock his yard for repairs, and then returned triumphantly back to the Star Dock, where he was received to a hero's welcome.
Well done, Big Mac.
Aye, we knew you still had it in you.
Yeah, you were great.
Yeah, simply marvellous, old boy. Sorry, I didn't mean old as in old, I meant...
That's okay, Top Hat. I'm not bothered by that anymore. I guess what I needed was a little boost to my confidence. And nothing does that than hearing of a ship in distress. I don't care if I'm as old as OJ.
Aye, watch it, boyo.
So long as I've still got steam in my boiler, then I'll always be useful.
Truer words never spoken, Big Mac. You did a spectacular job in helping out the Z-Stacks.
Oh, thank you, sir. Like I said, I guess I needed something to boost my confidence to get my strength back.
More like a cleaner supply, I think.
What do you mean?
I received your damage report from Lucky's earlier. It turns out your performance yesterday was all down to a bad batch of coal, which affected your engine and stopped you making steam. That was why you were constantly sparking. Turns out the coal depot had a few complaints about it, and has only just received a better supply this morning.
So, does that mean, Big Mac?
I took that new coal this morning. I wondered why it wasn't as dusty as usual today.
Big Mac never worried about getting old again. Even if he did show signs of age, he knew he'd still be useful no matter what, and I was proud of him. But since that day, I made sure I always ordered a fresh supply of coal, to prevent incidents such as this ever happening again.